Did Texas A&M ruin jalapenos forever? Let's talk about it. Now, this is something that you may have picked up on recently, but jalapenos are not as spicy as they used to be, and they're also bigger. One might ask, what are they doing to our food? And that's exactly what JB Sauceda was asking, or rather asserting, on X this week. Now, JB is a reporter for Texas Monthly, and he also happens to be a Longhorn grad. And he's claiming that jalapenos have been ruined by genetic engineering at the hands of Aggies nonetheless. But I'm here today to bring you a completely unbiased and neutral point of view so that you can know just the facts. Now, like most rumors, this one actually is rooted in some facts. Yes, it is true that you probably remember jalapenos being spicier in the past. And Texas A&M has developed several strains of mild jalapenos. Most notably is the TAM, which unironically stands for Texas A&M. Happen to have a packet of those right here. But there is one thing that's a little bit misleading in this assertion for this post on X. Mainly what I'm talking about is that TAM and other mild jalapeno varieties were not developed through genetic engineering, or at least not GMO in the sense of what you're thinking. They were actually developed through traditional plant breeding programs, just like all the other hybrid vegetables that you eat on a daily basis. Secondly, Texas A&M didn't ruin jalapenos because spicy jalapenos still exist. They just created a new type of jalapeno that is more mild. Making a new thing doesn't ruin an old thing that still exists. But I do agree with him that there's a problem. And the problem is with what the market has decided to do with which jalapenos it makes available to the public. And that's because the free market has largely decided that it prefers mild jalapenos over spicy jalapenos. And JB linked a helpful article in his comments from D Magazine that talks a little bit about this. One of the big reasons why the market is choosing mild jalapenos is because of their consistency. If you've ever grown or eaten jalapenos in the past, you know that sometimes you'll be eating a jalapeno and it turns out quite mild, but the next one that you eat will absolutely light you up because it's hot. They're inconsistent in their heat levels. And that's partly due to the genetics of the plant, and it's partly due to how they are grown. For example, with jalapenos and a lot of other hot peppers, if you grow them dry or stress them for water, it actually increases the capsaicin level inside of the pepper and will cause them to be hotter. And on the flip side, if you grow them with lots of moisture and irrigation, they're naturally going to be more mild. So whenever jalapenos started going mainstream and becoming a staple ingredient in mass-produced salsas, that was a problem. Because the companies that made salsas that had jalapenos were finding that some of their salsas that were labeled as mild were actually spicier than what they wanted them to be. So what they started telling their sources, i.e. the farmers that were growing jalapenos, is we want you to grow the mild jalapenos. That way we get the flavor of the jalapeno, and then we will add the capsaicin or the spice that we want to get it to the spice levels for these different salsa blends that we make. And then kind of coincidentally, a lot of these milder jalapenos are also larger, and the plants will produce lots of beautiful peppers like this. And these look really good on a grocery store shelf. And they also make for better jalapeno poppers because of their large size and uniformity. So increasingly, food producers and grocery stores and end consumers were demanding more of the mild jalapenos. But the problem with that is they didn't tell anybody. So they just really started rolling out mild jalapenos across grocery stores and just called them jalapenos just like they used to do with the spicy jalapenos. So people go to the store and they see a sign or a label like this. It just says jalapenos, and they haven't noted that this is actually a mild jalapeno. So people think they're buying one thing, but they're actually buying something else. And in fact, a lot of people were commenting that it's hard for them to even find the old school jalapenos that have the heat. So what can be done about this? How can we get spicy jalapenos back if that's what you're into? So first of all, you can always grow your own. So jalapenos are pretty easy to grow, and there are spicy ones available. This early jalapeno here is one of those varieties that still has the spice. You can see the Scoville units down at the bottom. Another thing I think would be super cool would be if the grocery stores got on board with this. And I could definitely see somewhere that's a little more upscale, like a Central Market, doing something where they have a section of regular hot jalapenos and your mild jalapenos. That way you get to choose whenever you are in the grocery store. I also think that if you are purchasing from farmers markets, you have a much higher chance of finding those hot jalapenos, and you could talk to the farmers themselves and ask them to grow them for you. So I'm actually glad that JB brought this conversation into the light, because I do think that our grocery stores and food producers could be more transparent about what type of jalapenos they are offering in the markets. But I'll close with this. I don't believe that Texas A&M has ruined jalapenos. In fact, I think it's quite the opposite. You see, jalapenos, as we know, have a very unique flavor which has helped their popularity among different culinary dishes. But there are tens of millions of people in the US alone that don't have a good tolerance for spice. So by creating a more mild jalapeno that still has the flavors of the jalapeno, this has opened up the door for tens of millions of people to be able to enjoy this pepper that otherwise wouldn't. And that also means that they have become wildly more popular. In fact, there are more jalapenos being grown and sold in the world now than at any point in human history. So really, let's push for grocery stores and suppliers and growers to start to label what type of jalapenos they are offering. That way the consumer knows what they are getting. And lastly, if you know an Aggie, you should tell them thank you, because they have allowed more and more people to enjoy this awesome pepper in the world than at any other time in history.